What's going on YouTube channel? It's Tars Downey again. Y'all know who it is. Go hard, go home. All right. Before we get into this, y'all know the deal. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get things when they come out. If you're the first one you're watching, then you can hit that at the end. I'll talk about it again at the end. I never will ask. First promise I want to make to my viewers, I'm never asking for a cash app. I'm never asking for a donation. I don't need your money. I just want the subscribers if you think that what I'm saying is the real and you want to go on this journey with me. Okay? Now, what's the journey? Somewhat debunking some of the red pill, getting these guys to spit out the red pill, and guys becoming better men and just people in general becoming better people. That's why we got the finance stuff, the stuff for the Social Security people, the stuff for the VA. That stuff is on there too. Stuff about cryptocurrency. I've been building this channel for a few years. It's just self-help stuff for people. So that's what it is. But today, I'm going to do some red pill stuff. Okay? Well, anti-red pill stuff, I guess you want to call it. All right? I'm calling this video Red Pill Disney Stories. Okay? And the reason why I'm calling it Red Pill Disney Stories is because as I watch a lot of the red pill stuff, when I'm doing the critiques and stuff like that, they usually, and even Kevin Samuels used to do this. He was red pill to me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was. He didn't show it as much as everybody else, but he definitely was. So the thing of it is though, they always come up with these Disney stories where the princess is after the king or whatever, whatnot, this type of stuff. And I can agree with that. Those stories, they tell kind of what really goes on in real life. What's been going on in real life for years. Okay? So, yeah, I get it with those stories. But they skipped over a few of them. They skipped over a few stories that really tells the love story or the coming of age story from the man's point of view and why you have to be certain ways. Now, they skipped over these stories because if you tell these stories and you tell them the way I'm about to tell them, it's going to make red pill guys look bad. And it's going to make their little philosophy look like garbage. And if you start to look more and more at these stories, because they go after these stories, but they won't go after certain ones, because if they do that, watch this. Just watch it. Okay? Now, the first movie I'm going to talk about 3 movies here. One of them is from DreamWorks, and 2 of them are from Disney. Okay, I got them here on this list. All right, first movie, The Lion King. I think the red pill guys missed this one. Because to me, The Lion King, you can watch the other Disney movies, but they all tell you the same thing because they're talking about from a girl's point of view. But if you watch The Lion King, most of this stuff is happening from a male point of view. It was the king lion, Mufasa, and then you had his son, Simba. Then you had the red pill bitch, who was Scar. Watch this, guys. Scar. Scar was the red pill guy in this. Well, why do I say that? Watch this. Scar wanted to be king. Just like the red pill guys want to be at the top of the feeding chain with women, but they're never going to be there. They're always going to be at the bottom. It's always going to be that way. This story explains why. Watch as we go along with this. It ain't going to take too long to watch this goes along with this, okay? The red pill guys will get to telling women about lions and the lion pride and stuff like that if they want to talk about polygamy and things like that. But if you look at the Lion King, just like the Coach Greg Adams guy, he's always, well, guys are getting left alone and this and they get, but guys are always going to be alone. In the Lion King, Mufasa didn't have no fucking help. He had no help. Scar hooked up with the hyenas, but Mufasa, Mufasa chased the hyenas away by himself. When he went to go save them cubs, go watch the movie. When he went to go save Simba and the little Nala, who had went off without being doing the right thing, he ain't have no damn click. And he backed all of their asses down too. Because he was the king. They ate Scar. Now, see, they wouldn't fight Mufasa, but they ate Scar at the end. Don't, you know what I'm saying? It's funny to me because they don't want to see this part. But that's why I'm putting it out there. And that's why I always say, I don't intend on getting rich off this shit or making no money off YouTube for real. But because people don't want to hear what I'm saying because it's you know, it's not in their thing, in their favor. The hyenas ate Scar's ass at the end of the movie, but they feared Mufasa. And that's the difference between the two. That's the red pill guys ain't never gonna understand. You got to become the guy that the hyenas fear, not the guy the hyenas want to hang out with. That's another lesson to learn right there. Off that story. Now, here's another thing. Even when Scar ascended to the throne, after he killed his own brother, of course, he had to do some sneaky ass way. This is why the same thing like the red pill guys have to tell women to settle. You got to tell them to settle because you can't get them the regular way. They got to come down to you. See, same thing as Scar. But even after Scar killed Mufasa, he couldn't get the female lions. Matter of fact, he got so pissed off about it that he told them they're going to eat after the hyenas, and the hyenas don't leave much. He said it. He said that shit in the movie. Watch the movie. Cut. Took revenge on the women because they didn't want to screw them. It's the same thing that the red pill guys will do. I'm just saying it's all right there in these stories. Because they're not telling any story that's any different from any red. This shit's been going on for thousands of years up under the same sun. Okay? But just notice that even after Mufasa, even after Scar ascended to the throne, still couldn't get respect from the women. Now, you want proof of this? Go on my channel and look at some of my comments that I got. Where God is saying, even if you have the money, they still don't respect you. They still don't do. That's what happened to Scar. That's why it's red pill. Scar was not the king in the first place inside of his heart. He was never going to be the king. And that's the thing with these red pill guys. They ain't really never going to be the king unless they change their attitudes. Okay? Scar was the king. Nala left and went to go find some help because we got to get this dude out of here because he's a loser. Found Simba. Simba comes back. Whip that ass. That's it. It's over with. And then you get ate by your friends. I'm just saying, there's a lot of red pill analogy in there to me around that Scar guy. He said the same thing that they be saying, okay? Women want Chaz and Tyrone's. He's just muscular and he just looks good. Same thing Scar was complaining about. I'm the brains of the outfit. You just always, when it comes down to brute strength, you're just the one who's always had it. I mean, y'all, this shit might, if y'all seen this movie and y'all know it kind of back to front, because I got kids and I had to watch all these Disney movies a million times. Y'all know I'm quoting this shit down to the pat. And he sounds, Scar was red pilled and a motherfucker. But they don't tell that story. Let's stop beating that one. Let's move on to Aladdin. Okay? Aladdin. Now, of course, if your ass is a lowly thief, the princess just might not notice you. Probably not going to notice you. And that was going on in Aladdin. Okay? Now, what happened in Aladdin is the red pill thing too. He put up a smoke screen, which is what most of them is doing. They claim to be this other thing. They are not. Because you would be able to recognize them, you wouldn't hear as much crying, a bitch, and complaining as you do. But he got him a genie. Rubbed his lamp. And made his wishes. But here's the thing about that story. Even in the end, right? The only way for him to look decent in the princess's eyes after she found out that he lied and he was a bullshitter was because now you done fought the villain, which is another thing that everybody's gonna have to do in the end. I mentioned in the Lion King story, the guy had to fight the villain. Okay? Simba had to go fight Scar. Aladdin had to fight Jafar. I think that's his name was. Jafar, I think that was his name, the villain in that movie. He had to fight him. You will have to slay the dragon before you get the fucking princess. It's going to fucking happen. It don't change. These niggas be crying and bitching about it, and doggone Red Pill guys crying and bitching about it, but it's been this way for thousands of years, and it's not going to freaking change. It is the way of mating, unless you just pay for it the way that they do. Okay? So, Aladdin, you're the freaking prince. You're the freaking thief. Of course, the princess wasn't going to see you. It's way out of your league. But if you want to get up there, you're going to have to fight the common enemy of the public. This is what he did. You're going to have to slay the dragon. Look at the Lion King. You want to go, okay, you come back and be king. Because he didn't want to do that. Simba was like, man, hell no. Hakuna Matata, nigga. I can stay out this joker for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? It means no worries for the rest of my days. I ain't worried about nothing. And you want me to come back here and do all of this? He did it. But the thing of it is, like, he didn't have to. He could have stayed away from there and it's been forever. But if he wanted his mama safe and he wanted to be in control of things, he had to come back and fight the common enemy, slay the dragon. It's going to play out that way in every last story. There's going to be a coward, which was actually Jafar in Aladdin. He got a hold of this lamp and started doing crazy shit with it too. But he shows what happens. That's why Red Pill guys won't really ever get any power. Because even in the stories are showing you what happens when a Red Pill guy gets doggone power. He destroys everything. They're showing you. There's going to be a weak emotional person that's in their feelings that's going to gain control and they're going to do all kind of crazy shit. And then you're going to get this other guy that comes and knock their ass out and then that's it. Because nobody wanted them there in the first place. It happened in Lion King, happened in Aladdin. It's going to happen in every doggone story that you see like this. Because it's how it works. Just throwing this out there. I'm just throwing this out there. Okay? Jafar, Red Pill guy. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. And if you said he wasn't the greatest, he fucking murdered you. Just couldn't take it. Because he wasn't the greatest. Just sounding familiar is real familiar. Real familiar. See, it's like this right here. That's where you round up with guys like Fresh and Fit and Albert and Preach about the fight. Because here's the deal. See, when you got a group of Red Pill guys, they could not take the critique. They could not take it. They started doing personal attacks. They were going to get weak and emotional. It's a Red Pill trait. Just putting that one out there for y'all. Now, after Aladdin, okay, because we're on 14 minutes or so here, and I ain't going to keep beating this one and making no long videos and stuff like that. Y'all know I try to keep them short. We're going to get off of Disney for a second. And I'm going to talk about this DreamWorks movie, Shrek. Y'all seen that one. If you got a child, you saw this movie. You saw this movie. Shrek, okay? Tells another story. Red Pill story. Well, what story did that tell? This one. That you could be a filthy, nasty ogre because that's what they want to do. They want to be the lowest of the low and still get the princess. And you can still do that, but only if the princess has already cursed herself. Whoa. That's why red pill guys is always complaining about women and getting dealt with a certain type of way about women, because the only way they're going to get the girl, she's already cursed her fucking self. That's how it happens to them. They may want to go and get that doggone curse off their ass first, and then try to go do something about the whole thing. As a matter of factly, one of the Shreks was about that. You see how the jungle playing into that? They talk about these Disney stories and these stories, but nobody's learning from the man stories. See, we got man stories too. Nobody just don't learn from them. Nobody learns from them. They don't want to talk about that part, because all this shit that I just said was absolutely right on point. If you don't think so, drop it in the comments, let me know. But look though, here's one thing I want to say about Shrek before I get out of here. Okay? Even though he got the princess because she was already cursed anyway, you see what I'm saying? He ascended to a certain point, it still couldn't get the set to get the respect of the king, and the only reason he got her is because she still had the same problem as him. Okay? But even with all of that, Shrek still had to go fight a damn dragon and save this girl from the tower. He still had to do it. It's going to happen every time. It happens in every story. All three of these stories, the man had to go back and save the woman. If Simba told her to stay there, she wasn't staying, she went home. That's really why Simba went. She wasn't going to stay. He went home following her. That's what happened. He could have kicked all that junk off and Hakuna Matata the rest of his life. Didn't do it though. If he wanted the girl, he had to fight the public enemy and become the king. And he got up there and roared in the end, and that was it. And the next thing you know, he having a baby. Aladdin, same story. You had, hey, you want to get some respect around here? You might want to get rid of Jafar, thief. How about you do that first? You're going to have to become something bigger first. But see, even if they come something bigger, just like how Scar did it, just like how Jafar did it, their way of becoming bigger is always going to be that way. And that's why they can't gain respect. The stories tell you, right there in the stories, it's telling you, the guy comes to power this type of way and can't gain respect to the woman. And it's happening to the red pill dudes. I'm just throwing it out there. So y'all go ahead. I'm going to get off of this one. It's been Red Pill Disney Stories. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. Drop the comments and let me know. And if you like this one and you're a new person, hit the subscribe button and join me on this journey. Because we're going to do this for a little while. I ain't going to be on YouTube forever. But when I come up with stuff like this, and I'm going to put it out there so it's out there for people to find. So y'all, have a good day. Happy holidays. And I'll see y'all in a few more days here. But it's been Taurus Down, and go hard, go home. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out.